Hey guys, this is Eddie Chen. I'm in the studio in Shanghai, and today, in my hotel, I'm gonna do a little short video sharing about how I use this tiny system for a while. I've been intensively using it in my performance and also while traveling because it's compact using this 4MS case. I'm gonna share how I set it up and how my patch ideas is, and some short introduction on the Oneiroi and also the Citadel. And today I'm trying to use this first person point of view to record it because I forgot to bring the stand for this great device. Well, don't feel dizzy. So first, let's see what I have in this small system. This is a 4MS Pod 64X case, which is powered with its power brick. And so I fill it with, from the right side, this is the output, which I'm not currently using. Just a short note that I use the input into this output module. Comes from the output from my larger case, and the output from on the right, which is the end output of this case, which usually goes directly into the output module, goes into the cockpit over here. So I can make some of sound over in my larger system going into here, this output module, so you can hear it. But usually you don't have to do this because you can have everything chaining from here to here and then output in a headphone or in a stereo output. So back to module. The first one I have in the left side is the Rings, which is a Mutable Instruments, beautiful physical modeling module. This is the sound source, the basic sound source. It provides the first layer of the sounds. The second one is the Bastl Citadel. So even though I'm using the FX Wizard as a route, the firmware I'm actually using is the wavebar, which is the sampler mode. And now it comes to the soul of this patch or this system, which is the Befaco Oneiroi. This one, the black one. So what is an Oneiroi? It is it's hard to define what it actually is. Like tag it with something like a synth or drum machine or effect. Well, it works well for everything I mentioned. So it's just hard to say that tag as one. Nope, it's just impossible. So back to how I patch it and how I make this small system work independently. So from the audio, we have the odd and even output from the Rings, which is not the same. But since I'm mostly doing some ussing inside the Oneiroi, I don't care about differences between the left and right channel. So I have the odd and even just going to my left and right channel input of the Citadel. And then I have the Citadel going into my Oneiroi. And usually the Oneiroi goes directly into the output. So the audio signal flow is pretty easy. Just chaining everything through. And here comes the interesting part. Firstly, we can hear the drone part from the Oneiroi. It has a wavetable and supersaw and a sine, which is not that loud, but still it works a lot in low frequency. And it has an input. Now you could hear a little bit of a noise because I've gained it too much. And you can trigger it manually here. It's a trick you can use in playing the Citadel. You can trigger it manually, or you turn the feedback mode, which is not marked as feedback mode if you're using the wavebar, but into the right, and if you are modulating it with something, it will trigger it too. We'll see that later. And the Rings cannot make any sound or any manual trigger, so I will use the built-in pattern generator from the FX Wizard, the Citadel, to trigger the Rings. Here's the CV. You could hear that there's a difference between the left and the right channel. And if we use the gate output, we can control how much we want to strum it with a more rhythm. And from here, these two tiny buttons, you can switch it into the middle, which is lock it, so the pattern is locked randomly. And if it turns to the top row, they're random, so they never repeat. And we can do a little bit here on the right. So there are 4 sliders on the right side and 4 on the left. So the left side is volume control. It controls the volume of the looper, the sine wave, the SS and wavetable, and the input. And the right side, it has 4 dry and wet control, which controls how much you want to blend in the effect. So the first one is filter, second one is the resonator, the third one is echo. I'm going to introduce it first. The echo works pretty well with those plucky sounds. And see, here we can manually trigger some sound. And yeah, you cannot play it all the time, but it's a source you can record into the looper. So the looper without any record, and when you just turn it off and then turn it on again, it sounds like a white noise, or it is a white noise. Still, you can process it with some effects like this, especially with the resonator, which makes the atonal stuff a little bit tonal, where you kind of quantize every sound into one note or one spectrum. But yeah, we are gonna record in pre-mode. And a piano chord step. So now we can listen to the looper. The time control, the speed control isn't that precise as a step and locked stuff, but still, you can try to find a spot that works for you. So there's a chord and some pluck over here recorded. We can change the start time and the length. We can find a piano chord. And now we can reverse it. So now we have 2 layers of sound. The first one in the looper, a reverse pluck with a reverse piano, and a normal input. And now we can look into this effect section, which is I think is the soul of this part of this module. Some delay is good, especially for some drones, and then some reverb. So interestingly is about how this reverb works, because I didn't read the manual a lot. I'm still trying to figure out how the delay works, but for the reverb, the knob isn't a 0 to 100 control. It's just a positive and negative control. So if you turn it into the middle, it's the midpoint. If you turn it to the right, it's a normal reverb. It feels great. And I think the more you turn it, the more it increases the room size or something like that. And if you turn it to the left, it's a reverse reverb. So it creates like an intense tension texture. Just depending on how you want to use it. So now I just use it like the normal way. And now we can introduce some of the low frequency over here by these 2 drones. more delay. And some filter. The filter doesn't work that obviously. It's not a normal kind of filter. If you turn it into the low pass, it doesn't cut off everything. But when you turn the resonance part into the right, I think it's over the 75%, you have a noise coming out from the filter section. Another interesting on the right is it has built-in control modulation. So you can select the speed and the shape of your modulation here, and using the mode amount to assign it, or you patch it as a metric mixer, or the modulation metrics to each of the knobs, and then you control the amount globally over here. So if it turned off, there's no control on modulation. But if you turn it on a little bit, it will start to modulate stuff. Also interesting part is the space-time over here, and the secondary function is called auto pan. So if you hold a shift or you just press it, you can adjust the auto pan amount, making the reverb going And here comes my favorite part, which is the resonator. So you can see that Rings is already a resonator here. Another resonator make it crazy. And since the resonator is on, every trigger is over here. Every samples will resonate here. So actually, what the samples inside here, it doesn't matter that much, and what the pitch over here doesn't matter that much too. So we can modulate a lot with the sample selection and also the tune of it. So now we are listening to one samples that the tune is being modulating by a clocked LFO built in over here, maximum. And then we can modulate the feedback over here, the second knob on the right side, which is the sample selection. And the mode of the second knob has two sides too. So if you turn it to the left, it will only trigger when there's a trigger and responds to the modulation. But if you turn it to the right, it's a free mode, so it doesn't respond to any triggers, and when there's a modulation coming in, it will trigger simultaneously with the clock. With the LFO actually. I think it's LFO, but not the clock. So you could hear that the Rings is making sound, and also a beat over here. Yeah, you could already hear how much these drums going through this. And playing with the speed of the looper could make a lot of variations on the sound. with a large system over here, cooperating with a smaller one, you could do a lot of crazy modulation on everything. But yeah, within it, you can make something simple and you can tweak everything on hand. Another interesting trick is the looper can play the audio recorded in the normal direction and in the reverse direction. And also, the Citadel, the waveguard, can play the sample in both directions. So if we're going back to that piano sample. And now we play it reversing. And then we record it back. And they're playing it reversing. So now it's playing in the normal direction, but other stuff are playing in the opposite direction. Since this one is responding to the speed of the IFO, tweaking the IFO could make a lot of change on the pitch and also the sample selection and the trigger too. It's already making a good drone and some textures with a lot of layers in a sonic file. You can see and hear clearly that these two plugs are going on the left and right in an unbalanced way, and also how the drone is evolving around the space. That's how it works alone. And even if you want to do something more dark, you can make the space into the opposite direction. So the reverb is being reversed. Since now we are working also with this large system, let's just find a kick drum. And there's a sidechain over here in the cockpit. So if we're doing some techno jam or techno session, we can evolve a nice drone and texture pad over here. And then we can have the kick. put back my sample, my SD card into the ramp. It's built already a good texture behind the synth, so no matter what you play upon it, on it, it sounds interesting. You could clearly hear a difference if you move this track. Should be some more drum over here, but I forgot to put back my SD card over here. It also goes as a good machine. We're doing textured all over everything after anything. Just dispatch with some sidechain, because this one is triggered without a clock. I mean, this one is not synced with this. And there's some pluck on the side. And the kick is in the middle with a little bit of reverb, I think. Yeah, there's a little bit of reverb over here. You can make it crazier for more tonal with more resonance. And to make some variation is pretty easy. If we can hear the samples over here, just switch a bank. Samples are changed, sound are changed. I don't have enough modulation over here, but you can do another modulation like a sample and hold or some random CV into the banks selection, making it jumping between banks. yet if you turn this the dry and wet of the resonator down, only with some filter, echo, and ambience, and with its drone, it already sounds good. Because this filter is being modulated by this built-in LFO. So you could hear how the sound evolved in this patch. Now it's just a kick from the Perkin voice over here, sequenced by the ground control, going into the Black Hole DSP, but now there's no reverb for it, depending on how much I want. Triggering, also I have duplicated signal of this trigger. In here, a passive motive, I take it out and connecting it into the sidechain in cockpit. So the built-in sidechain is pretty useful for doing this. You can control the amount of it without, with more, and even crazy. And another one is sent into the Ghost, and it has an independent sidechain control, which is easier for me to use and control the amount of sidechain than this tiny knob, because you don't want to tweak it a lot. So I think they designed it into this smaller pot. Because this patch is already evolving in itself, you don't have to do a lot to make it sound better or make it sound organic. Just a steady kick and sidechain over here to make it rhythmic already works a lot. And still you can tweak these rings to make sound better. It's already a techno patch with another kick. If you want to change the rhythm of it, also one thing to mention about this module is that the pattern generator is quantized. I think it has a built-in quantizer with scales. I forgot, is that on this side, the other side of the model, or just the pattern generator? But I think it worked already pretty well for me. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for this video. Sorry about the little noise. I think it's on the mixer or the output side. I still haven't figured out where the noise comes from. But yeah, that's the setup I usually use for almost half a month. Because this one is pretty versatile and you could carry it all the time with you in a backpack. I used something to cover it on the front panel and just some short cables to use it. And you can have a headphone out to listen to it, to monitor it, and have this special stereo into 3.5 stereo that goes into the recorder. And that's a patch for you to do. In this video, I'm mostly doing sample patch on techno style, but yeah, when I'm only using this one individually, independently, I do more ambient stuff to just making the ambience, the space-time into the right side, a normal like a hall or like a room delay, ambient delay. Sorry, the reverb, and it's really sounds pretty well. Make you do some meditations because I always make a patch and listen to it while I'm doing homework or writing something else. And that's all for this video. And thanks for watching it.